Good morning, namaste, namaskaram, vanakkam, and I welcome you all to this YIT forum. So let's start with universal invocation. O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is therefore one with every other. Let's observe silence for a couple of minutes. Come back. So, good morning again. And today our topic is the J. Krishnamurti video about if you have self-image, you are going to get hurt. So, today our moderator is Brother NCKrishna. Let's welcome him. And Brother NCKrishna is a member of TS when he was 16 years old, and he had the opportunity of listening to J. Krishnamurti and participated in morning discussion meetings. He brought up by his maternal grandfather, who was a TS member. He was the national lecturer and the joint general secretary of the Indian section. So he, by qualification, he is a chartered accountant. And by theosophy, as I know him, I met him in the Hyderabad lodge in Sunday meetings. He's a member of Rayalaseema Federation. So let's welcome Brother NCKrishna. Over to you.
Good morning, everybody, and good morning, Smita. We're going to consider this video of Jiddu Krishnamurti as has been announced by the person in charge, Smita. And if you listen to it carefully from the beginning, he's asking, first, listen carefully. And we have listened to him every year, his lectures when he used to come to Greenways Road, the Vasanta Vihar. And the first lecture always used to be the art of listening. The first lecture, always in the series of talks, will be the art of listening. So he had laid great emphasis on listening. So the first question which I would put to the audience or the youngsters who are around in the program, how do we listen? How do we listen? When someone is trying to convey something or when someone is trying to say something, can I listen to the other person with total, complete attention? This is what he used to seek from the listeners who used to be assembling for his talks in thousands. So if we care for others, if we love others, then perhaps it's possible that we can listen to others. This is one question which we'll consider. And then he talks about image making. Image making, why? Why do we make images? Knowing fully well that image is not the real thing, why do we live with that image? And he gives a couple of examples to say that image making is dangerous. as if you see a rattlesnake or you're looking down the valley from a mountain top. So that's the sort of danger you have, but still you hold on to the image. Why?
Okay, we will start the video. I'll share the video. So it was a nice video. So Uncle, over to you now.
Yes, I thought I would raise these questions as a moderator. The job is to make others talk, not the moderator delivering a talk. So I raise these two questions to begin with. He's asking us to listen because that is something which we have laid a lot of emphasis on listening. How do we listen? That's the first question. The second one, image making. Why? Why image making? Though we know it's dangerous, why do we form images? And then who creates images? Who creates images? And are we guided or conditioned by somebody outside us to form images? So these are the four questions which I would place before the audience. And Agnihotri ji told me that your job is to make others talk, not you give your, maybe I'll add something after the presentation or contribution of others is over. But then this is how a moderator of a panel discussion does. So I'm asking these questions. How do we listen? Image making. Why do we make images? Who creates images? Are we guided or conditioned by some external agencies to form images? So can we have the opinion or contributions of others who have listened to the video so carefully, though they haven't heard before, and now they can reflect and talk. See, one more thing which he would ask a lot of people when we were there, sitting before him, sitting with him, is don't interpret my words, try to understand my words. This is exactly what he said. I think Agnihotri did attach one poster also on the Bawali Himalayan Study Center. Don't interpret me, try to understand me. Don't repeat my words like a parrot. That will not make you K, because he calls himself K. So what exactly it means is we have to understand and implement that in our life. So how do we understand? What is the understanding we have on these questions? We can examine first. Yeah, over to you, over to the audience.
Myself, Arnath, is it audible?
Yes, yes.
Sir, can we go question by question, like one by one?
Yes,
Because
I've asked these questions because we have very little time to complete the entire portion which is there, and because you wanted to listen to the video first, that took about 20-25 minutes away. Anyway, no problem. We don't have to answer everything which is there. The first question is, how do we listen?
So,
Do we listen?
generally speaking, if you take a normal person, even any person, I can say, he listens through his ears. First thing, that is the sensory organ we have. God has given to us. Through ears we listen, and while listening to that through our sensory organs, it reaches to the brain and it got recorded what we had listened, and it got converted. The words right now I am speaking, we all know this language, and we are all listening to the known language. If I speak in a different language which we don't know, obviously if you listen also, it won't make any sense, it won't make any meaning to us. So first and primary thing is we listen through our sensory organs, which is the primary and basic thing. So when we are listening to this, there are something involved deeply into this listening. Or suppose if you take a person who is well educated, who has accumulated more knowledge, he listens through that knowledge, through the lens of that knowledge he listens. Sometimes we can say it is also a prejudice. Some people have a prejudice already regarding such a subject, and they listen through that lens. So that is not actual listening. Actual listening is in the sense we don't have anything in our mind and just operate the sensory organs which sensory organs you have, and without any kind of accumulated knowledge. That is called actual listening in my sense. Or suppose if I am listening to K, or if I listening to you, or if I listening to somebody else through the accumulated knowledge I have, then I am not listening actually. I'm just interpreting, or I'm just making a decoding these things what you had spoken or what you had speaking right now. So
I'll give an example. I'll give an example. I'm talking to my wife in my mother tongue, or the tongue which she understands. Yet I don't communicate well because the other person is not registered what I wanted to say. Like maybe you said prejudice, or there could be something else. So why we're not able to listen to the others carefully is because we don't pay attention. That's what he used to say. We don't pay attention. We don't pay complete attention. We distract ourselves. As we're listening, we think we are capable of multitasking, which we are specializing these days. So we keep listening. We also keep writing and also trying to respond. So these are all things which we are doing. So he says, when we love someone completely, we pay total attention to that person. Then what he says, not only the sensory organs operate, you hear through your heart, using your heart. Heart responds to it. So that's how one listens, and not just sensory organs converted into brain, brain converts into words, words are interpreted, and I understand, react. No, you may not react at all after listening sometimes to something. So he says, when someone is talking, can I listen to that person with rapt attention, complete attention, total attention? And if we care for others, if we love the other person, maybe yes, it's possible. So can somebody else add something on this before we move to the next question?
Namaskar, this is Krishna from Allahabad.
Yeah.
What I understood, there is two words, hearing and listening.
Yes.
Hearing with sense organs, and listening with total attention by heart, what you have said. So just I want to say, there is two words, hearing and listening. Hearing, we hear too many things at a time. But when we listen, we concentrate on that talk, on that person, on that scenario, on that feeling. So I think so. There is two words.
Yeah.
I may be wrong, but what I understood, I shared.
Wonderful. Listening and hearing, they're two different things. Very wonderful. That's exactly how it has. See, sensory organs using is hearing. There could be another music being played in the same room, or TV going on, blaring at another end, but still we try to hear. But he's not talking about hearing. He's talking about listening completely with a lot of attention to the person who is speaking without responding. Even before he completes the sentence, I'm not trying to respond, or I'm not trying to frame my own answers. So just listen, just listen. Can you do that? That's what he was asking. Because I told you, as I told you in the beginning, the first lecture of the series of lectures always used to be the art of listening. I used to wonder why every time he's repeating, where there is need for people to know how to listen. So that's listening. That's wonderful. That's how it has to be.
So sorry to interrupt you again. That's what I'm trying to coming to the point. Like how you will get that attention. First of all, if you think that, like, if you are already having a accumulated knowledge, you won't get that attention, right? If at all, if you have prejudice,
that is what you said, conditioning. That is what you said, prejudice.
Exactly.
So that you should be able
when
to keep
you
it
have an accumulation of plenty of knowledge, you won't get attention at all.
You keep comparing.
If you want to get attention first, you should remove that accumulation of knowledge.
You should know how to empty it, right? That's
Correct.
what he wanted us to do.
And this thing will goes to the next question, like record keeping, or why do we record images, or why do we record the words, or why do we record something else? This is the link for the first question. So if you
First
want to,
question is listening. The second question is image making. Image making. Second question is, why do we form images? Though we know image making is dangerous, why do you form images? This is the second question. People can move on to the second question because I think time is very little. I think already 11:15 in my watch. I think 11:30 will draw a close to this particular program, if I understand. So if that be the case, what is the next question? Image making. Why do we make images? Though we know it's dangerous, why do we make images? Why don't we move away from making images? What prevents us? This could be the next question which people can take any portion of the question.
Yes, sir, Dinesh here. So I think I don't believe like image making is really bad. That's my view.
Okay.
So assume like I have an image of myself saying I'm a nice person or being good. Whether I'm doing it or not is the second part. So first of all, I'm a good person. If somebody tells me that I'm a bad person, be it anyone, so that is really against what I'm doing, whether I have an image or not. Okay, so why should others should come and tell me whether I'm a good person or not?
This is what happens, no?
No,
See,
that's what, right? This is what happens.
He's given an example. Wife calls him one day an idiot.
Yes.
Second
Yes.
day, oh, you're
Yes.
marvelous, she says.
Correct.
One
Yes.
is a flattery, another is a sort of an
No.
insult.
No. See,
I
both can
have
be
an
true.
image. See, Dinesh, one second. I have an image. You said I am a good person. When I say you're an idiot, you'll react, isn't it?
No, wait.
Because you have an image, you react.
No.
Because you have an image, you react.
No. See, let me complete. See, he said two things. One is idiot, one is marvelous. Both can be correct in certain ways. Assume one day he goes to a market. Okay, he buys some rotten vegetables. Okay, he might be a really good person, very caring about his wives, but he might not have any knowledge on buying vegetables. Very basic fundamental thing. Maybe he could be a best accountant. Okay, so maybe the wife calls him idiot is really correct to that context. Okay, his image is he's really a good person, so he calls him marvelous. He may be a good human being. Okay, so that is very correct in a way. So what we should think is we should listen to the wife or anybody, understand why they call us an idiot. Maybe I'm a good mathematician, but I might not be a good person. Maybe I'm a good person, but I'm really weak in maths. I don't know how to manage my accounts, my funds, my income, my savings. So wife calling me an idiot is totally correct in that aspect. It is not that I'm like an all-rounder. Not all of us are all-rounder.
He's not talking about this, Mr. Dinesh.
Yes.
He's talking about you have formed an image about yourself.
Correct.
You have formed, right or wrong, external
Yes.
agencies have helped you to form an image. You have formed an image about yourself saying you are good.
Yes,
And
I'm good.
please say, why don't you also give me an ear?
Yes, sure.
No,
Please
but
continue.
you are getting in. So I thought I should ask you. If this is the situation, he's asking why, who makes images? Why do you make images? What is that you're seeking in an image? You say it's good. Why?
Yes.
Who says it's good? Somebody says it's bad. I say it's bad. Is it related to the good or bad of that? No. See, it's not. Dinesh decides it's good. In general, for humanity, image making, is it good or bad? He's talking about everybody. He's not talking about Krishna. Correct. He's not about Dinesh. We are not choosing what is good, what is bad here. He is talking about creating an image for oneself and how it hurts you. How it hurts you. That is exactly the whole heading of this particular video. So it's not, he's not saying it's good to form an image that I'm a good person. Maybe that all that is not being discussed by him. So we have to choose what we have to choose very carefully. Don't get into mundane examples.
See. This is the mundane examples what given by Mr. K also. See, one day idiot, one day marvelous. See, he didn't give the full context.
He said, having said that, you are happy when somebody says you are marvelous. You're not happy when somebody said this.
That is what our mistake.
Why create an image itself? That's come. The answer has come to the end. The answer is come to the end of the video.
Sorry
you don't say, you don't choose it's good or bad. I have a good image about myself. It's not talking about your good image or bad image. No, not talking about that. That's the thing
he's
which
talking about. No, he's talking about getting hurt What I'm saying is,
You're
we are
creating
getting
an
hurt.
image and you're getting hurt. You're creating an image and getting hurt.
Correct.
Why do you create an image? What makes you create an image? He also answered that question.
Okay,
Can you
fine.
get into that?
Let's come to that. Yeah, let's come
Can
to
you
the
get
other
into
side.
that?
Let's
Why
come
do
to the
you
other
create
side.
an image? What makes you create an image? What is the advantage in creating an image? That's what he answered also. Can you answer that? Don't talk about good, bad. That's not the thing which he wanted us to discuss.
Okay,
Dinesh,
so yes, sorry, go ahead. Yes, Harinath.
sorry to interrupt you. Can I make it very clear?
Yeah, sure.
I got your problem. So see, coming to the question, why do we record images? Even K has said that there is certain images we have to record. Physical world. You have to understand the difference between the physical world and the psychological world.
Okay.
For from going to here to my home, I should have to record the record route. I have to record the route. That is necessary. Physical recording is very, very necessary. Like for suppose I want to go to the market and buy some vegetables. If I don't have the images of that vegetables, I can't buy it, right? So that kind of image recording is very, very necessary. What you had said right now, when your wife called you idiot, okay, so that time you were understanding her. Okay, I had done the mistake and I am she called me idiot, which is agreeable to me, which means you are paying attention there.
Yes.
If at all, if you don't have attention, then you will start recording something else and you will get hurt. That's what NCKrishna sir also told. We should have that attention first. When you have that attention, you will get listening. When you listen completely, you don't record the hurt.
Yeah,
now
that's what I'm saying.
Got your point, right?
Even correct. Even I'm trying to come there.
Get back to your image saying I'm good. I'm good. You will not get back to that image.
No. What I'm saying is,
you heard it, you understood it. You just don't respond to it. Don't react to it. You retain. If you say in your words, "Good, I'm good," you retain that good. No problem. But
no,
he's
I'm not
saying about that good or bad. He's saying image making. You seek security. You are seeking security in creating images. So security in various respects, not only in matters like this, which Harinath was talking about, but even thinking about a cross or about a ritual and all that, you seek security. You want security. So that's the reason why you create an image. So image gives you that sense of security is what he said. He has answered what we are raising questions. And I only hope if you have not getting it into the other way and taking it off tangent, try to go with the thought which he has produced and try to understand, and then if it's possible in your own words to put it in that sort of words so that it would be of interest to everybody. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, correct. See, I'll come to the next one. So assume somebody calls me an idiot. Okay, I'm not getting hurt. Okay, I'm not getting.
We have talked about.
I'm going to the next one. I'm going to the next one.
Time, Mr.
Okay, fine. Okay. You can go to the next question.
The idiot and not idiot or marvelous or good and bad. I think we're getting stuck there.
Yeah, you can go to the next one.
The image gives you security. Image gives you security.
I think
you need that sort of a security, as he said, is a false security. Is it a physical security or psychological security? Do we need that security at all? Why? That's the next question he asked.
No, Krishna ji, can we listen to him completely what he is asking, right? Like Dinesh.
You can still be the first question, no problem for me. See, if you want to only consider one question, go ahead, do it. I'm not, see, at least if you don't consider 3-4 questions which are there, and you still beat around the same thing.
We have to wind up.
No problem. My job is to, course correction is also my job. Course correction also is my job. It's not just listening to whatever you want to say and allow the discussion to go off tangent. I should not be doing that. As a moderator, I should be able to bring it back to the course, which should go, on which course it should go. That's the reason why I'm saying that.
I think Mr. Dinesh has asked a relevant question, it seems to me. For
you interpret it.
Sorry to interrupt. Actually, we are running out of time. So if we will complete all the questions in time, then it will be better. Okay. So let's move to the next question.
So the next question is like, why do we create images? Why do we record? And is it guided or conditioned for image making. So K calls for if for security we are recording images. If at all if I don't record any images, I feel insecure. Right. That's the reason our brain starts getting for the purpose of security. It records images. But is it necessary to record an image psychologically when you got hurt? It is not necessary. When you know the whole mechanism of recording, you know where to record and what to record and why to record and how to record. That is what my thing. When you give right place to memory, when you give right place to feeling, when you give right place to sensations, when you give right place to thought, then you don't record at all.
That's what he said in the end. That's what he
Yes.
said in the end. You see
Yes.
a beautiful sunset, you see the light falling on the leaf, you see it, experience it, and forget it. Don't hold it. That's exactly what he said. This is exactly what he said. Of course, if we listen to the entire video, that's the essence of it.
So my question for you to NCKrishna sir, is it possible to be like without self-centeredness? Can it is possible for a human being to not to have that self-centeredness?
It's
Because
possible, provided
you are
one tries.
physical
Provided
world,
one tries. Provided
Sorry?
one tries, it's possible to live without that sort of an inflated, self-centered image. Yeah.
Then my immediate question is how it is possible?
You have to observe yourself where all you are allowing that image to condition you, influence you, and all that. And if you know, look within yourself, then yes, observe, look within yourself, you will know how to remove it.
Is just observation is enough?
Observation and action to remove. Observation and action to remove. I know there is a thorn which has gone into my sole of the foot. I see it and I remove it. So both are required. I look at it, observe it, and then remove it. This is possible.
So for
Okay.
suppose if you are seeing your daughter, you are creating an image of her. If you're seeing your any family member, you are creating an image of that family member, right? He's calling why you are creating an image. Is it?
If you are seeking some sort of a comfort, having created the image, and then you look for that comfort, that's something which he says, don't do it. But if you just look at a person as a person, he's not saying don't look at that person. But if I look at my daughter as someone who is going to support me, and then that's a problem. If she doesn't support me, she doesn't coincide, or her ideas don't coincide with me, the problem is there. All that is not being thought of. I just see her as what she is. Can I be like that? Can I just see her as she is without adding my elements to it? Or I want her to financially support me or emotionally support me and all that. This is the image we have. My daughter means my daughter who gives me a lot of comfort, a lot of love. And suppose one day she chooses not to say something which is not all that palatable to me. How will I treat her? I should treat her the same way as I saw her, just like that, without an image or without a conditioning, without a past experience of what she has done to me or the present experience of how she has hurt me. Can I do that? That's possible when I just hold her as a person, not as an image which gives me comfort. This is exactly what he means. This is perhaps one way in which one could go about looking at a person afresh every time, not with the past memories.
So when we love a person, then what is happening there?
Yes, you love that person, no doubt. Don't have to store all that she has done or all that you have done. That's not required. It's gone. Like he said, you have seen the sunset. The sunset is gone. Tomorrow you have to wait for the sunset again. So forget about it that you have seen it. Forget about the light you have seen on the leaf. So don't register it. When you register it, you have got a center where you register. That's the problem.
Correct.
You've got a center where you're registering it. That's a problem. Creating the center, that is a self-image, that's the problem. Don't create the center, because he said, I have been abused, I've been kicked around. Yes, he has been taken to court and so many things have happened. But not that he has not faced all that, but he has not registered it in his center. He just wiped it off. I attended the court today. I came out, forgot all about it. I didn't think about it, brood on it. I have lost all the property in Vasanta Vihar. Didn't bother about it. But there was one stage he was thrown out of Vasanta Vihar. He didn't brood on it. He went to some other place and talked. So this is what it is. There is a center. The center doesn't register. The center simply observes and leaves. This is what he wants. So that you keep on accumulating images. You keep drawing the images back again when it is convenient to you. That image gives you conflict. The previous image is loving. The current image is hurting. So there's a conflict. There's a division. So don't do all that. This is what he suggested. So many things are difficult. Being truthful is difficult. But trying to be truthful is not difficult. Trying. This is the thing. This is the essence. There is me and my center, he said towards the end. There is me and my center. If I have no center, then there is no problem. That means because there is a center, I keep imagining a lot of things. I keep storing a lot of things. Like the computer has the CPU. I keep on putting everything there. And I draw it out and, oh, this is a good experience. This is a bad experience. He was not nice to me. The next time I see the person coming before me, I think, yes, oh, this person who said me something wrong yesterday. Well, why should I extend a good morning to him? I will withdraw. This is how we behave. So he says, don't do all this. Don't hold on. It will hurt you, not hurt others. Self-image hurts you. This is what he was trying to convey, perhaps, in this video of his.
I want to go to the next question, sir. So on this external agencies like influencing us. So how to avoid that? So we have come across certain stage, only then we come to expose all these theories, everything. So assume we want to, for the next generation in our family. So how to, keep them away from all the influences? What is the way?
Can you suggest this might be the way or this may be the way, or would you like to force down their throat what you think is right? When you force down their throat what you think is right, that is conditioning. But if you say, perhaps this is one way, there's another way of looking at it, you choose, you allow the freedom to that small kid or a grown-up kid, that's one way of looking at it. But if you say, no, you can't do this, and you thrust your opinion on him, that is conditioning him. A lot of people, we do bring up people like that. We do bring up our wards like that because we are scared that they may get spoiled or get into bad ways, or maybe they will not reach the results which we were expecting them to reach. There is some warning like thing appeared because the time is over, I guess. Am I right, Smita?
Yes, yes. Let's
Yes.
complete it, then we will close it.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
this is fine.
saying that conditioning, when you put down somebody's throat what you think is right, you're creating condition. You're forcing that person to accept it. So if I don't want to accept that, if I take it and say, I will not accept it, I'm not conditioned. So if I accept it, I have no other alternative, then I'm conditioned. Like, for example, you have to do this, getting up in the morning, that's getting conditioned. So can you break away from all those meaningless, neurotic, he used the word neurotic. Rational, I do not know, but I simply do it because somebody else has told me that's the right thing. I don't know whether it's the right thing or wrong thing. I have not thought about it, but somebody else, my uncle, my father or my mother, oh, don't do this. Good people don't do this. So I don't do it. That's conditioning. And this means experiencing and forgetting it is something which is said. You experience pain, you experience sometimes happiness. Both you can dispose it off. Don't hold on to it and think, yes, when I saw this person, I was very happy. So I'm looking forward to meeting this person. That means you're anticipating happiness. Or some person gave me tough time. So oh, I don't want to meet that person. By chance, he's coming opposite to me. I would like to avoid him and things like that. All this is unnecessary conflicts which are taking place in our heart. So experiencing and forgetting it, don't hold on to it, is what is suggested to us. Experience it. Don't say, I will not experience it. Sunset, I'll see. The light on the leaf which is falling, I'll see, but I'll forget it and walk away from there. So if I have no center or self-image, no hurt. So this is what finally said. That means one has to start cleansing. One has to start cleansing one's inner core being every second, every minute, because thousands of images come and fall on whether we like it or not. But not all are good or not all are bad, as Dinesh was saying. But we don't need any images. We can be a clean slate after all. Can we be that? We can try. We can try to be that. See, if you written so many things on a slate, you used to have water being carried in an injection bottle and clean it and then write the fresh ones. So can we do that every day? Yes, there is a process which people have done every night before they slept. So it can be done.
So thank you, Brother NCKrishna. And thanks all the participants. Now I think we should close the session with the closing prayer.
Thank you, Smita, and thank you, everyone. What I meant when I said something is not to be taken personally. It is to be understood in the perspective in which he was talking, and we are trying to follow that perspective. Not again registering what he said and reflecting on it, but to do it, implement it. That's what he wanted. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you Brother NCKrishna for being moderator, and thank you Brother Harnath, and thank you Brother Dinesh for participating, and thank you everyone for joining. So now we will close the session with the closing prayer. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukhabhag bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. Now the session is closed. We will meet next Sunday, same time. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Happy Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you.